guys, this is Landeen here. I am missing you guys like crazy. I really wish we were in school, but I know that you guys are probably doing well, getting all that homeschooling stuff done. Um, if you want to send me an email, you could send me an email and let me know how you're doing. That'd be great. You know how to share things with me on your Chromebook. Maybe mom or dad could help you to use the email, and then you could send me an email. Okay? Alrighty, so today for Wildfire, we are on chapter 33. Yesterday they were in the camp, waiting for the next day so that they could get the Jeep onto the ramp or inclined plane that they made, and Delphi had asked Sam what scares him the most. And so we're on chapter 33, stuff to worry about. That's not fair, so I'll go first. Delphi takes a deep breath, and then she blurts out, "I'm scared I'll never stop growing." Seriously? Silly, I know. Most girls stop growing by the time they're 15, and I'm almost 15, and I haven't grown recently. So I'm worried about nothing, probably. What's the big deal if you get a little taller? She sighs. A little would be okay, I guess, but I had this nightmare that I was so tall my head was bumping the ceiling. I was like 8 feet tall. Everybody was staring at me and whispering behind my back. It was awful. When I woke up, I was afraid to get out of bed in case my head bumped. I'm not sure how to answer, so I go, "Wow," and then shut up. For some reason, that makes her laugh. "Don't worry, Sam. You don't have to tell me your greatest fear just because I told you mine. That was unfair, putting you on the spot." Her eyes are so sad and kind that something breaks inside me, and I find myself gushing the truth. I'm afraid my mother is going to die of an overdose. Delphi's jaw drops. "Oh, Sam, no, that's terrible." The only other person who has any idea of what I really worry about is Mrs. Labrie from Child Services, so it's kind of a relief saying it out loud. When I wake up in the morning, I'm scared of finding her dead in bed or in the bathroom. When I'm in school, I'm afraid of what I'll find when I get home. That really stinks. I'm so sorry. That's why I was at Camp Wabnaki, so Mom could get treatment. She wants to quit. She really does, but it's really hard, like the hardest thing in the world. That's what Mom said. She's sick and in pain, and her whole body aches for the medicine. She says the medicine is like a giant magnet, and she's an iron filing. And she says most addicts don't make it the first time they quit. Delphi reaches across the table and covers my hands with hers. "I'll bet you anything she does. You're a strong, smart kid, and at least half of that comes from your mother, right?" "Right." "You know what's really dumb?" Delphi says brightly. "Here we are in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a deadly forest fire, and what do we worry about? Stuff we can't control. When really the only thing we should worry about right now is how to stay alive. How do we get home? Big questions. I wish I knew the answers." I wait on the front porch while Delphi goes to take a cold shower. Figure I'll take one tomorrow morning before we get to work on moving the Jeep. Besides, it gives me a chance to be alone for a few minutes when I can maybe organize my thoughts, get my head straight. Although or also keep an eye on the far end of the lake, making sure nothing flares or sparks. So far, so good. The usual scent of distant smoke, but nothing lighting up the darkness, not yet. Delphi returns from her shower, sounding disappointed. I thought cool water would cool me down, right? But as soon as I dried off, I'm sweating again. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm looking forward to winter. Totally. Get me some ice and snow. The, the neat thing about being the only two people in a camp, made for at least 50 plus staff, is that we each get a cabin to ourselves. Real beds with sheets and mattresses and pillows. We choose cabins closest to the lake. Great view. Not that we can see very much of it on a moonless, starless night. All we can really make out, carrying our oil lanterns, is the path that goes from the main building to the cabins. Delphi's cabin is called Fortitude. Mine is called Endurance. Real cozy, Delphi says sarcastically as she holds her lantern up to the sign. Must be like a message to inspire the campers. This is what you need to survive. What I need is a good night's sleep, she yawns. First thing tomorrow, we get the Jeep down the incline, load it up, and head back to civilization. Part of me is almost sorry, you know? Not me, I'm ready. You know what I've been thinking about? When I'm not being scared to death? A cheeseburger with a vanilla shake. First stop, okay? Deal. We say our goodnights and go to our cabins. Inside I have my choice of bunks and pick the one that's the most neatly made. I lie face down, expecting to fall asleep in an instant, but my head is swirling with a million thoughts. It's like I'm too tired to sleep, which doesn't make any sense. Have you guys ever felt like that? I know I have, where you just feel like, okay, there's nothing that could keep me from sleeping. I'm that tired. And then you lay down and then your mind starts thinking about all kinds of things and then you just can't get yourself to sleep. That's how they're feeling, I think. I turn the oil lantern off and sit on the edge of the bunk in the dark, thinking about my mom and my dad, and now Delphi, who seems like a part of my family somehow. How everything keeps whirling out of reach and I keep grabbing at it, but I can't hold on. It's so hard not to worry about things you can't possibly control. Mrs. Labrie says that that's what life is all about. Learning how to deal with stuff that you can't control. She's probably right, but that doesn't make it any easier. Not when I feel like I ran a marathon, swam the English Channel, and built the pyramids all in one day, and I still can't sleep. I get up in the dark and walk to the window, and there it is, a faint glow on the night horizon, maybe 10 miles away. Fire on the other side of the mountains. I finally fall asleep, praying that the wind will change and blow the fire out, like a candle on a birthday cake. Doesn't really work with fires, right? If you blow on fire, it makes it bigger. Feeds it oxygen, which is what it needs to keep going. All right, so we're on day 6. Chapter 34. Burn, baby, burn. In my dream, Mom and I are at the beach, sitting in folding chairs with our feet in the water. We're watching Dad paddle around on a red rubber raft, acting goofy for our amusement. When Dad comes back to shore, the 3 of us will walk down to the hot dog stand and order extra large onion rings with our dogs. It's the best day ever, and can't be spoiled. Not even by the sound of crazy chainsaws. I mean, who brings chainsaws to a beach? I wake up with someone's hand over my mouth. It's Delphi hushing me. Quiet, she whispers. They're right outside. The dream was just a dream, but the crazy chainsaw noise is real. Not chainsaws, but dirt bikes roaring through the camp, and somebody shouting, "If you're from away, stay away! From away, stay away!" I sit up on the bunk, heart pounding. We crawl to a window and peep out at the main building. In the soft light of dawn, we can make out a biker doing a wheelie the full length of the porch, screaming his head off. No longer words, just a scream of rage. On the front lawn, the other bikers cheer him on, chanting, "From away, stay away! From away, stay away!" Besides me, Delphi whispers, "It's them, isn't it? From Piney Pond." What's that supposed to mean? From away, stay away. Not sure, but I think it means they hate out-of-staters. People from away. People with money who come here and buy up the best land and build expensive places like this. And they think it's okay to burn them out because they weren't born here? I shake my head. I don't think they care about okay. I mean, look at them. These dudes were scary when they were on the other side of Piney Pond, torching a summer house. But up close, they are terrifying. There's a madness about them, a violent fury at the people they're attacking. No helmets and blonde hair, both of them, shaved close on the sides and long on the top. The light is still pretty dim, so I can't make out their faces, except for the beards. But from the way they act and move alike, I'm pretty sure they're brothers. I don't know, guys, but it's like my phone knows when I'm going to start reading to you, and then it starts ringing. It's like crazy. I don't know. Sorry. Do they know we're here? I whisper. Don't think so. I snuck around the back to get to the cabin. They didn't see me. There's a crash of breaking glass, and suddenly they invade the main building with their bikes, on their bikes. We can't see what they're doing inside exactly, but we can hear them zooming around and around, revving their engines. Every so often, the bikes will pause, going to idle, and we hear some of the noises, something breaking, and their chant, "From away, stay away! From away, stay away!" This is probably crazy, Delphi says, but what if we waded out into the lake? It's still kind of dark. Chances are they wouldn't notice us out there. And then, even if the fire comes this way, we'd be safe. It's not crazy, and it might work. But what if they stay until after sunrise and spot us? And what about the smoke? Narrow lake like this, with hills on either side, fire will spread from side to side. We'll be stuck, and we might not be able to breathe. Even if we can, how long will we last in deep water? I hadn't thought about that, Delphi whispers. What's your idea? We should get out of here. Hide in the woods until they leave. What if they see us? We run. They won't be able to follow in the woods. If we make it to the jeep, we can get away. I'm worried they'll spot me, big and tall, with a crutch. How can they miss that? Before I can think of an answer, something changes inside the main building. The biker brothers have turned on the lights, which is impossible with no electricity. And then I realize they've discovered the lanterns and are scattering oil and lighting the place on fire, like they did to the house on Piney Pond. In less than a minute, the interior is so bright it hurts to look. The flames spread quickly, racing up the great beams of the cathedral ceiling and dripping down the beautiful wooden walls. The brothers remain inside, admiring their work, racing their dirt bikes around the dining hall, shouting, "From away, stay away! Burn, baby, burn!" Any second, they'll have to exit the hall or be trapped by the fire that they started. "Now's our chance," I whisper. Their eyes are on the flames. They won't see us. We creep out the back door, keeping the cabin between us and the main building. I look around the corner. They're still inside with the spreading flames, dangerous as it is, and we dash to the next cabin and then to the next, keeping to the shadows as we work our way around to the side of the camp where we'd propped up the planks and made an inclined plane. Part of me wants to carry out our original plan, get the Jeep across the inclined planks and over to the gravel road and go from there. But the biker bros will see us for sure and be on us in an instant. They probably came in on the gravel road and know this country way better than we do. So the only sensible thing to do is to escape without being seen. Get to the Jeep, put some logging trail miles between us and the bikers. I think they're going to hear the Jeep if they start it, wouldn't they? I'm about to dash to the next cabin when Delphi hisses, "Sam, look!" She's pointing at the lake. I've been so focused on the main house, I haven't bothered to check out the lake. Small, tight waves are crashing along the shore, driven by the wind, which seems to be increasing with each beat of my heart. But Delphi's concern isn't the wind, at least not directly. What's attracted her attention is the fire. Not the fire set by the bikers, but the main fire, the big fire, the one that's been chasing us for days. Last night, it was a faint glow on the horizon, miles away. This morning, the fire has speeded up. Now it's coming around both sides of the lake, trees burning from the top down. It can't be more than a half a mile away and moving fast. All the more reason to get to the Jeep. If the biker bros torch the rest of the camp, we'll be surrounded by a circle of flame with no way out. Do they know that? Do they even care? At that moment, both bikes fly out of the building onto the lawn. Behind them, windows explode with the heat, detonating like glass grenades. Black smoke billows out. They turn to admire their handiwork. Inside, beams begin to fall, and with each crash, the building shudders and groans. Now's our chance. We have to cover about 100 yards of open lawn. If they glance back at the cabins, they'll see us for sure. Dangerous, but we can't stay where we are. Any place we could hide will soon be engulfed in flames. Delphi straightens up, tucks her stick under her arm, and gives me a nod. "Whatever happens, don't look back," she says, and takes off at a lope. A brave girl, strong and tall. Okay, bye guys. Love you all.